Thank you for inviting me. I'll be very
If I
brief.
can,
And
interrupt a little bit. So I want to
please.
thank Powai Labs. I want to thank Mr. Ripan Tikku and Professor Madhav Desai for, as I already mentioned, giving us the technology to have mixed signal simulation in eSIM. So we are planning to do a lot of work with Powai Labs. We are pleased to have Mr. Ripan Tikku here. Ripan, please go ahead.
Thank you, Professor Kannan. So I would like to reiterate here that we are trying to build design engineers. So the tools, as a design engineer, you are more or less agnostic to the tools that are being used. You are not kind of trying to be a tool specific technical person. So you're basically trying to be a design engineer. So fundamentally, this is agnostic to the work you want to do. So that was one part of it. There were two topics I want to cover. One was to kind of emphasize that while you're working on open source tools, don't feel any inadequacy with what you are trying to build. This is good enough to learn and kind of move from here to the industry to build your careers or build enterprises of your own. Coming back to what little while back some of the academic people brought to the notice that we have to have an idea as to what we want to build. As a design engineer, you decide on what you want to design, but you could kind of this whole work while you're kind of doing some initial designs where you are kind of trying to pick up the whole technical ambit in terms of designing. You can also slowly do more in-depth this can be very like I personally, my final year project turned out to be a company finally, so you could kind of take this a little bit more ahead and do more in-depth analysis of what you are trying to build, and this idea that you have, that IP that you want to design, you could kind of understand what are the equivalent IPs available. Can you make a differential, some incremental improvement in that? Can that be a disruption in the marketplace? If you do these preliminary, uh, this is part of the research. I'm not talking about purely engineering research, or this is about understanding the marketplace and picking up these inputs. This is very important to build something of great value. And many big enterprises that we see around the world, they have started like this with a small idea where they thought that this idea can bring certain value to bridge a gap that's already existing in the ecosystem. And I think some of the speakers before me emphasize, I think presentation and communication skills. This is something that is completely amiss with many of us. So, because you should be able to communicate what you are trying to build, you should be able to document it. You should be able to write it before you start building it, or before you try to understand its impact or what value it brings. And you should be able to write. Writing is the first step in the direction of building something. So, and communications, you'll have to go and make a presentation to people. You would have to articulate what you intend to build. Whether you are in an academic environment, you will have to still tell your professor what you want to do, or if you're taking this idea out to the industry, or if you're trying to build an enterprise around it, a startup, you should be able to communicate yourself very well on this. Then you should be able to pick up the industry input and feedback on what you want to build. Is it really something important, that, or is it because I would say that if you are getting 100 such ideas in your head that this is worthwhile to pursue, so maybe one or two would be really what would stay back with you. You have to keep your ears to the ground and arrive at what you want to drive forward. So very important. You have to keep on bouncing what you want to build with the industry, gather that feedback. Are people really finding it valuable? Here I would also put a word of caution. Many a times it's not necessary that industry great product or great engineering will happen purely from the feedback of the industry. I think you will have to first arrive at what you want to build and fine tune it from a perspective of the user, from the perspective of the industry. That is something. And Then there would be a product engineering, so that you make it more user friendly, all those interfaces that you want to apply to it. So that's like part of the product engineering that you would have to take forward and build a prototype. Finally, the most important part is that whatever IP, like sometime back, one of the professors before me was talking about an amplifier. Now, if you think that you are building an IP which would have all those technological advantages, you can build a prototype, get it, and take it to an environment where it has to work, and do an alpha and a beta testing of that. And based on the feedback that you have, you improve on your IP. And your next release would be based on your feedback that you have captured. So this is a iterative process where you take the feedback from the environment where you have deployed your IP and improvise on what you have till you finally arrive at something that, yes, this is now my first version of what I want to provide in the marketplace. And you have to have proper documentation so that the party which is taking it from you can use it very easily. From here on, you have three choices. One is to license it to an industry and get a royalty and technology know-how fee, or like a very simple, that's predominantly what academic institutes do. They license their IP that they have built within the academic. That's one model you could also do, employ. The other is finding a job relevant to your project, because you would be in very high demand based on this IP that you've developed, and the companies which are trying to work in that domain or are using that IP in their larger system that they are building. You have a very good chance of finding your employment there. Third would be a startup. That would be like another journey you could take. These are the three options you have based on what you have built, what you have decided to build. Then from there onwards, startup can be high technology entrepreneurship. This is very different from the startups that we see predominantly in our country. The startups that we see are basically a replica of a successful startup that has been built in North America, Europe, or other parts of the world. And India as a big market, can they two of them integrate? So those are called unicorn, and those are like, media is full of those big stories. But here you are talking about a high technology enterprises when you really do some engineering and solve a problem through engineering. And very few companies like this have come out of India, but you are on that path and you can really go in that direction. Then drawing a business plan is very important as to what your costs will be, how many people you will employ, what salaries. So building a business plan for what you are offering. And this business plan has to then be taken forward with the people who will fund you. And before you build a business plan, you should have a team in place, people with diverse skill sets, so that you could converge together and build an enterprise. Somebody who's very good with sales and management and marketing, or somebody who's very good with innovation, or third guy who's very good with raising funds. So that kind of diverse, symbiotic team will finally be able to build an enterprise. Then most important is to acquire a customer, somebody who is ready to pay you for that IP. This is the most toughest part. Till here it's all very romantic and everybody till here wants to be an entrepreneur. But from here, this is the toughest part. To basically, if you're able to make a sale and somebody is ready to pay what you build, that's the first litmus test that you have arrived. And then you could look at different funding options. Do you want to do a venture fund, sell your equity? Do you want to raise debt? Those are different options which you could, and kind of take it, this whole thing which I've just articulated, in the form of project. So that's all I had to say here, though this is very different from what my predecessor spoke here. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you so very much for inviting me.